Hello and welcome back to Maski Mila Learning with Maski TV and Teacher Tandy. As promised last week, we're going to start again to make sure that we help you guys right from the beginning to understand the maths. And we are going to be here every time whenever you need us and wherever you want us to be. Okay, so let's do it together. And today, grade 9s, we are focusing on what you have already done, which is whole numbers, and the focus will be on the multiples and factors. So you have done that now with your teacher, but we're going to go through it together. So just remember that with all this which you have to do, when you have to multiply, you have to deal with any sums and any other things that you do in maths, you have to know the types of numbers that you deal with. Right, so here you can see we have the types of numbers which we call the number system as a revision from your grade 8, of course, going forward. Just remember that we have numbers that we call real numbers, and there is rational numbers into them and irrational numbers, right? Rational numbers is the one that has more types of numbers in it. You can see we have numbers that we call integers, where we have the numbers like negative numbers, zeros, and positive numbers, which can be whole numbers as well as natural numbers, right? At the same branch, we have fractions that can be common fractions, that can be mixed fractions, that can be improper fractions and proper fractions, as well as decimal fractions or decimal numbers, right? So this is the structure of the numbers that you might have to deal with in and over and above whatever it is that you know. But we have irrational numbers. Those are usually the numbers that cannot be written in the form of a fraction, such as square root, such as pi, and that's what we call irrational numbers. Okay, so let's see some definition for you to understand in terms of what we are going to focus on today. We have something we call factors, we have something we call divisible, we have prime numbers, we have highest common factors, which we call HCF, and we have multiples, and we have lowest common multiples, which we call LCM. In summary. So when you see those, remember that. And we have a very important types of numbers that you always need to remember. Those numbers are called prime factors. What is prime factors? It's a number that can be divided by itself and 1. Right. Every number that can be divided by itself only and 1, we call those numbers prime numbers. But that is not 1 itself, because we are already using 1, right? So 1 is not part of prime numbers. The numbers will be, for example, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and so on and so on. So you just have to remember that that number can be divided by itself and 1. So 15 is not part of them, because 15 can be divided by 5, 15 can be divided by 3, right? So prime numbers cannot be those numbers that can be divided by anything else. All right. So let's look at this one. Let's write the product or the prime numbers of prime factors of 32. Now, how do we do this? You always just have to write your 32 as if it's a branch kind of something. And if you do this, what are you going to write? You can write, remember, the prime factor and something else. So to get there, you can just say, okay, if I say 32 and I divide it by 2, what will I get? So if you take 32 and you divide by 2, you're literally going to get 16. So if you do prime factors, you're going to multiply a 2 and a 16, you're going to have your 32, right? So that's how you do it. But 16 again can be divided by 2, which is your prime number. So if you can have 2 there, and then you will have 8. So if I say 2 multiplied by 8, I do have 16. 8 again can be divided by 2. So if I have 2 and I multiply 2 by 4, I will then get 8, right? So that's how you deal with your prime factorizations like that. And 4 can be 2 multiplied by 2. And in this case, you have all the prime factorization. If you check here, for example, if you want to expand, you know that this is just 2 multiplied by 1. So there's nothing that you can do going forward. So that is how you actually do your prime factorizations, and you just take all the 2's that you have on the side. In this case, you can see these are our 2 2's that you need to just multiply them together for you to get the answer, which is 32. In other words, if I say 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, I should get 32, which is the same as 2 to the exponent 5. All right, so that's how you write the 32 as a product of its prime factors. Bear in mind that you need to start with the first factor all the time. So you can do the same with 60 as well. You can just have your 60 there, and then after that you can divide it with the first prime number, which is 2. So you can take your 60 divided by 2, and it gives you the answer, which is now going to be 2 and a 30. And then from 30 again, divide by 2, you're going to have 2 times 15. Then you have 15. Now you go to the next prime factorization, which is 3. Then you're going to have 3 multiplied by 5. That will be your prime factorizations. And then here you can see, if you say 5 multiplied by 1, that's how you're going to have your tree there. And then you just multiply this together. These are your prime factorization products. So if you multiply those together, you should be able to get your product. So it's going to be 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5, which is 60. So this is how you write 60 using or as a product of its prime factorizations. All right. Now, we have highest common factors, as we said, as well as lowest common factor. So by definition, highest common factor is actually the largest common factor of 2 or more numbers that you get as you are multiplying, right? As well as lowest common factor, it's going to be the product of 2 or more numbers, natural numbers that you have. And if you are going like that, you'll be able to see that if you multiply them down together, you're going to see which one is the lowest common multiple of those. And lowest common multiple and highest common factor is actually opposite of one another. We'll see that now so that you can be able to do it together. Okay, right. So here you can see we say find the highest common factor and the lowest common multiple of 32 and 60. So we're literally using the similar number. So here, what you're going to do is then just multiply it out until you get to what you have to do. So here, for example, when you have to find the highest common factor, what you do is you split it together. So let me show you how we're going to do that nicely. If you have 32 and then you start multiplying it down, and you can have your 60, you also start multiplying it down. So to find the first number that you have, or to find the common number that you have. For example, in 32, we have already done that, and you can see that for 32, we had 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So it means 2 is the number that we have for that we can use. So for 32, we already have 2 to the exponent 5, which is the same as 2 times 2 times 2. So the number there will be our 2, right? Then for 60, you had 2, you had 2 of the 2, you have 3, and you have 5. So that is 2 squared, and you have 3, and you have 5. But the common number that you are having in all this is literally just 2. So therefore, the common factor will be that 2. But is it 2 alone, or is 2 with something? So remember, this was 2 squared. That's why the 2 squared can then be deduced from this by saying you have 2 squared and you have 2 to the exponent 3. So that means that 2 squared will be what you will take. So that means that your common number there will be 4, which is the 2 to the exponent 2. And that's why here you can see that we have 4 as our common factor, highest common factor for all of them. So you can use this strategy with the common, the factors as the prime factors, and then you are able to find your highest common factor just like that. So this is what you do and how you get there. Remember, you use your prime factorization to find the highest common factor. Same applies to the lowest common factor. then what you do with the lowest common factor is that you multiply, right? So you multiply those numbers that you have, and then you get to what you have to get, right? For example, here, you can see that you had 32 and 60. When you're looking for the lowest common multiple, that is when you multiply them together. So in that case, what you will be doing is you can take 32 and then you multiply it by any number. So you can just say 32, if I add another 32, what am I going to get? So you're going to get like 64. Add another 32, what am I going to get? Let's see what I'm going to get. So that will be 96. Add another 32, you're going to have 128. And you keep on adding and adding until you reach the first number that you will reach in common will then be 480. So you do the same for 60. You just keep on adding 60. You have 120. You add 60, you get 180. If you keep on adding 60 somewhere on down the road, you will get your 480. So this is actually your lowest common multiple. The multiples that you will find at the beginning that they're all common in both numbers, that is going to be 480. All right, so that's how you do that. I think you have mastered that, and I believe that you have seen and understand how it looks and feel. I'm going to give you 2 seconds for you to start doing that, and we see how we have mastered it, and we're going to do it together as well. See you right now. All right, let's see if we have managed to get something there. Remember, you can use your textbooks for guidance, like you do have your Platinum textbook or any other book, and Spot On, for example, which is like greenish. You can actually use these books to get more information and how to get into this. They are just right at the beginning of the textbook that you find whole numbers and you can be able to work on it. Okay. So here, remember, we said we have to use what? The prime factorization to determine the LCM as well as the highest common factor. So let's start, do it together and see what we are going to have. Remember how we get the LCM? I said that you can just, you don't really have to stress yourself. You can just add them together as you go down. So if I have 56 and I have to add 56 on top of 56, please do it with me and we see what we're going to have. So that will give us 112. So you can write that down, and if you add another 56, that will give us 168. And if you continue adding like that, you will get to the answer. But guess what? The other number that we are looking for, it's actually 168. So should we continue adding, or 168 is actually our lowest common multiples? It looks like, right? So that means that our 168 will be the lowest common multiple. So you can see, for example, here they show that 56, if you bridge it, you're going to get these numbers until then. And also the 168, if you bridge it, you're going to get to that point. But now your lowest common multiple will therefore be determined by the two numbers. And as I've indicated, just by doing that, you would have seen that this is my lowest common number. I somehow feel like my method is very easy and straightforward. Do you agree? I got you guys. So this is what you actually have to do to make sure that you don't go through many stress. How do I do this? How do I get that? And some complexity of what you have learned, you don't have to worry about. Just write your two numbers and you start adding it down. and you add it down. The moment you reach the point where they both give you the same number like here, then you stop. And that is your lowest common multiple. Okay, easy. That was it for us today, and I believe that you guys have mastered this, and I do believe that as we are busy trying to help you, you'll also be able to help yourself. And in all this which we are trying to help you, we do have a friend called Masky, our AI. This can also help you to master more of this kind of question. Just ask Masky, and Masky will be able to help you on your phone, in WhatsApp, just like you'll be talking to somebody. Put the number down, 072 091 0388. If you do that every day, after they teach you or before they teach you, just ask Masky of any other question. Masky will be able to guide you just like a tutor, just like your teacher, and make sure that you get it right every time and all the time. All right, so now you need to be able to plan for next week, guys. We cannot just come and we start and we don't prepare. So next week's topic is going to be calculations using numbers in exponential forms. So we're going to do exponent, but we're going to learn how to calculate easier, just as we have learned how to deal with multiples and lowest common factor and factors, prime factors, as well as highest common factor, lowest common multiple. We're going to break it down like that and make it very easy. Just always remember, at Masky Miller Learning, we leave no one behind. We'll see you next week. Bye.
And now we enter our next exciting chapter with the launch of Maskyverse, an inspiring trio of innovations, our AI-powered learning companion, captivating TV content, and a vibrant playground for interactive learning, and our own dedicated app, all coming together beautifully to deliver learning outcomes through technology.